Now available. Paperback and Kindle Unlimited. ISIS, the main event. It's carnage inside of a steel cage when the goddess next door steps in the squared circle with the beast from the boss in this action-packed all-new ISIS series adventure. Get ISIS, the main event, paperback and Kindle Unlimited today. A 21-year-old woman was shot and killed by her family friend after beating him in a pickup basketball game.
A Dallas family is facing terrible pain tonight. Police continue to search for a man that family called a friend who's now accused of killing their daughter. And the reason for the shooting might have you shaking your head in disbelief. Steve Pickett reports the killing apparently surrounds losing a basketball game on a playground.
Silence bounced off the backboards of T.G. Terry Park this afternoon. The basketball court sat empty while a mother and family tried to comprehend an incomprehensible act.
Asia loved basketball.
Yes, she did.
She loved basketball to the point to where she died doing what she loved.
Monday, 21-year-old Asia Womack. She died after being shot multiple times. Police and paramedics found her near Dallas's Fair Park Grocery. But it was here, on the basketball court of Terry Park, Asia Womack played a game against a friend. Police identify that friend as 31-year-old Cameron Hogg. There's an arrest warrant for him now.
She's eaten with this man, she's fed him, and he turned on her and killed her in a vicious way.
The motive for shooting and killing Asia Womack? As illogical as it may sound, the family believes the suspect didn't like losing a basketball game to Asia and didn't like hearing about it. Police were told Hogg became angry after being teased by Womack after losing the game.
This is so senseless. This is so, you become embarrassed, basically, because a female beat you in basketball.
If you know where he is, where his whereabouts are, please, please turn him in.
Steve Pickett, CBS 11 News.
Now, in this incident, which takes place in Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas, your 21-year-old Asia Womack allegedly went to T.G. Terry Park, which was not far from her home, and decided to play a pickup basketball game with 31-year-old Cameron Hall. Now, your Cameron Hall had his family with him, his children, and I believe some other people from his family. And as your Asia, a basketball star who had a love for basketball, was playing against him in one-on-one, she wound up beating Cameron Hall. And after she beat him, there was a lot of trash talking, and it seems like your Cameron Hall wasn't too happy about hearing all of this trash talking after being beaten and humiliated in front of his children. And after being beaten in front of his children in this basketball game, your Cameron Hall allegedly went back to his home, picked up a firearm, went back to the basketball court, and then allegedly wound up shooting your Asia Womack, and this led to her winding up losing her life. Now, the police in Dallas possibly see this as an isolated incident, but when I take a critical examination of the behaviors of your Cameron Hall, allegedly, they fit right into the pattern and profile for beta males that I talk about in my book, The Man Crisis. And when it comes down to many of these beta males, they are sore losers. And the reason why your beta male is a sore loser is because he does not know how to navigate through his emotions. Now, most men out here, when they go out here and lose a game and there's trash talking on the court, what a dude will do is, because he knows how to navigate through his emotions, yes, he feels bad about losing, but he doesn't act on those feelings in an unsportsmanlike way. No, in many cases, when you have a guy who knows how to navigate through his emotions and he's lost a game and somebody is trash talking to him, what he will do is retort back with his own trash talking, and he'll go out here and throw a few jabs back, hoping to get some laughs as related to the whole incident. But when you're beta males, because they take everything seriously, what these men do is they take it personal when they lose, and because they're taking it personal, they start simmering and boiling in anger, and they start to feel that rage boil up inside of them. And I believe what happened here with Cameron Hall, allegedly, was that this man, after losing in front of his children, he started to get really embarrassed because he wanted to appear to be the perfect man in front of his children. And this is what led to him starting to become frustrated and angry because he got embarrassed by a female on a basketball court. And after getting embarrassed by a female, he was out here simmering and boiling in anger, and he wanted to go out here and call himself trying to save face as he exploded in a rage. And as he exploded in the rage, he wanted to go out here and try to reclaim his face as related to losing at that basketball game. Unfortunately, when it comes down to these beta males, they take small incidents like losing at a basketball game very seriously, and then when they lose, they want to go out here and try to avenge themselves by doing something like going out here and taking the life of an individual like Asia Womack. And again, that just shows how immature this beta male was, because I've lost a lot of basketball games, I've lost a lot of video games, and I've learned to not even let it faze me. And again, beta males don't understand that you just can't let things like this faze you. You just have to just roll with it. But because these men take everything too seriously, and they want to go and save their face, they go out here looking to do harm to others who are making mockery or fun of them, like people do when they go out here and trash talk at a basketball game. Instead of him just throwing it back at the female, he just got out here and again took it real personal, and he wanted to hurt this young lady who was basically just 21 years old and doing what 21-year-olds do when they play pickup games. I mean, 21-year-olds, you're just out here, you're playing a game for fun. There's a lot of trash talking, there's a lot of, back and forth, and you just let it roll off you because it's not personal. Unfortunately, when it's with the beta male, he takes it personal. And again, this is possibly why this young lady lost her life, because this dude wound up not being able to be a good sportsman and be able to take an L and just roll with it, because that's what men do when they're raised correctly. Even though somebody's trash talking, they're going to take the L, and they're going to take the L and just chill, because they understand that this is about their character, and it's about showing how they have character at the end of the day. Now, what's really sad here is that this man did not do any sort of critical thinking, because he doesn't understand the message he's sending to his kids. And when you have your kids on the court and you're out here losing, you need to present a positive face to those kids so that they can understand how to lose like a sportsman and lose with character. And this man, he didn't want to do that because, again, he was a man in crisis, and he created a crisis where his children won't be able to see their father ever again, because while there's been an arrest warrant made for this Cameron Hall, this man is now on the run, and once the police possibly capture this man, he is now probably never going to see his family again outside of prison walls, and that possibly could be the end for him as related to his life, because this whole case is definitely a case of first-degree murder, because this man had time to go out here and think about his actions, and him going back to his home shows malice of forethought. And if a prosecutor can prove this, this man is going to go to jail for the rest of his life. And instead of him being able to spend time with his children, no, he's going to wind up spending time with Bubba and Tiny. And when they get him on the basketball court, they're going to be trading him for pickup games, and they're going to be trading him in the pickup games in exchange for Little Debbie snack cakes, ramen noodles, cups of coffee, cans of Dr. Pepper, tubes of Crystal Light, and Kit Kat candy bars. I mean, this guy's booty will be in play for Bubba and Tiny and Roscoe. I mean, they're all going to be playing with that booty, and it's all because this man did not know how to navigate through his feelings, work through his emotions, and be able to sit there and take an L. Now, a lot of people don't understand how it's a life skill that a man has to have, is the ability to take an L, because if a man doesn't know how to take an L, he's not going to win at the game of life. And this dude didn't know how to take an L in the game of life, and now he's on the run and possibly going to have to face life in prison because he did not know how to take an L. Now, what's really sad here is that this man was a friend of the family of your Asia Womack, and you would think that this man, being a family friend, he would show some respect to this young lady, knowing that she was a woman who loved basketball and somebody who was better skilled at basketball. You would think that he would have had the character to say, okay, I'm gonna get beat, I'm gonna possibly lose, but I'm gonna lose gracefully, because that way I can respect the family and I can respect this family friend. No, but when it comes down to the beta male, again, the beta male gets in his feelings once he loses at things, and because he doesn't understand how to lose gracefully, he loses his mind, and he winds up going out here participating in action that eventually winds up with him winding up destroying his entire life, like this dude did in this case. Now, in this case, this dude basically wound up throwing away the intangible of his freedom because he didn't understand how to have dignity after losing a basketball game. And that's a big problem with many of your beta males. They don't know how to lose, and because they don't know how to lose, they wind up going out here and participating in impulsive behavior, not understanding about the long-term consequences of their actions. Because, yeah, you lose a basketball game and against a girl who plays basketball, and again, most dudes who are out here on the streets, they know that, okay, I can take that L, and I'm gonna laugh about that L, and then what I'm gonna do is just, people will see me taking the L, and then what I'm going to do is be able to parlay that into respect, because people, when they see you taking an L, they respect you because they say, okay, this dude is shaking it off, this dude is brushing it off, so he's all right. So we know that this dude is not going to go out here, he's going to be somebody who can take an L, and again, that's how you gain face in front of people. But beta males don't know how to gain face because they think losing means there's something wrong with them, and because they believe losing means something is wrong with them, they take it real personal, and then they want to go out here and hurt people because they have disrupted their smooth world and prevented people from seeing how perfect they are. Because this all flows back to the beta male and his need to be perfect and the need to have his world smooth. And basically what this man wanted to do was have a smooth world in front of his kids where they would see him as a so-called perfect man, and this woman showing an imperfection really upset him, and this is what led to him possibly being motivated to murder this woman, because he made it where his children and the people around him would see a flaw, but that kind of flaw, again, is something people would have respected him for, because they would have said, okay, yeah, you got beat by a basketball pro, but at least you held your own in that time. Unfortunately, he wasn't thinking about that, and now he's possibly thinking about how he's going to have to deal with Bubba and Tiny and Roscoe inside of the penitentiary, and as they go out here and play for that booty and play with that booty. That's what this dude is thinking about right now, because he's basically destroyed his life. He's made it where his children won't have their father for the rest of their lives. And again, this is the type of impulsive behavior that beta males participate in, because many beta males don't get good male life skills. They don't get good male survival skills. They don't have critical thinking skills, and they don't think about the big picture. No, all they think about are their short-term feelings, never thinking about the long-term consequences of their actions and how their behavior can have an impact on all of those around them. And because, again, it's not a 21-year-old girl didn't just lose her life. A group of children lost their father, and they lost their father because the father that they had wasn't a man. He was a man in crisis. Now, if you want to learn more about what motivates beta males to participate in dysfunctional behavior like I talked about here, you can pick up my book, The Man Crisis, on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find The Man Crisis on Smashwords, the iBook store, and Google Play. And if you want to see me make more men's issues videos like this, you can donate to my Patreon, my PayPal, or my Cash App by clicking the links in the description box. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Coming to paperback and e-readers, from the author of the critically acclaimed book The Man Crisis comes The Woman Crisis. Learn why so many women are becoming lost in their quest to have it all in The Woman Crisis. Pre-order your copy of The Woman Crisis on Amazon.com today.